So the focus of this tutorial is going to be on Kahoot, but specifically taking a public Kahoot and duplicating it to edit it and make it your own. So when you go into the Kahoot website, you're going to see the options for My Kahoots, which is basically creating a blank Kahoot or any Kahoots that you've edited and made your own. They're going to be there. Or you can go into public Kahoots, which is what we're going to focus on with this tutorial. So I'm going ahead and click on public Kahoots. And then here you'll see a search bar. And within the search bar, you can search any title or subject that you're currently teaching in your classroom that you think that your students will benefit from taking a quiz and playing a game with. So for right now, I'm going to type in electricity and click on search, and I want to search all Kahoots, all audiences, but you can narrow down that search a bit if you wanted to click the school search down, or you can go on to I want a quiz, I want a discussion, I want a survey, but for the purpose of this, we're going to click all and all. And then here you'll have all of the Kahoots that have already been made based on electricity. So for today, I think I want to take a look at this one right here. So I'm going to click on it. And the option that you have with clicking on an already made Kahoot is that you can take a look at the questions that have already been made and see if they are geared towards your curriculum. Which this one looks pretty good. But there are a couple of questions that I feel might be a little bit too complex for my students based on what we're learning in class. So I might want to go ahead and delete those questions, which you do have the option to do. You can also show all answers to see if those are compatible with what you want your students to get from the questions, how you feel that they'll do with those choices. And this one looks like a good Kahoot that I think I'd like to duplicate. So I'm going to go ahead and go back now that I previewed the Kahoot. And if you take the cursor and hover right over the name, you'll see the duplicate tab. So click on that. And now it's my own draft of this Kahoot. Okay, so I want to continue editing. With the editing option, you can change any part of the Kahoot you'd like. You can go ahead and drop an image and change whatever image that they currently have. You can change the answer choices, which is correct, which is incorrect. You can change the title of the Kahoot, whatever works for you. But for right now, I remember a couple of questions that I felt were a little too challenging and unnecessary. So I think I'm going to go ahead and click on question 7. Which of these is not made of atoms? And we can go ahead and delete that question entirely. Okay, so I like question 6. Okay, also now the new question 7, from which end of the battery do electrons leave? We can delete that as well. And now I can take a look. Which part of an atom makes it the element it is? Again, really we're not focusing on this unit with the exact components of an element. We're really just focusing on the basics of electricity, conductors, insulators. So magnetism, we can leave magnetism. We started the unit with that. Insulators, that works. If a circuit is open, that also works. So I think I like all of the questions that are here. I like all of the answer choices and the images. They all seem to work for what I'm currently doing with my students. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Continue. Okay. And it also gives me the option to reorder any questions by dragging and dropping them into place. So I like this as my first question. I like this as my second question. We go into conductors, insulators, good conductors, good insulators, magnetism. But I think for the purpose of this quiz, I think I'd like to move magnetism. I'm going to go ahead and move magnetism all the way up top. Is it going to let me get in there? Yep. What is electricity and then magnetism is, and then we'll go into the different components of a circuit. Okay, so I think that works. I'm going to press save and continue. Now, what's great about this is that I can keep it in English, or if my dual language partner wanted to also use the same Kahoot, she can go right in there and change the language as well. So I think that's a really cool feature that you can change the language, but we're going to keep it in English for my purposes. And then we are going to make it a private Kahoot. Okay, so only my students with the code will be able to access this version of the Kahoot, and the audience is school. Okay, and I like to keep the description, but you can make it as specific or general as you like, and any tags, but that's more so if you wanted to make it a public Kahoot, how people would be able to access it. So for these purposes, we're going to keep it as is. Save and continue. Okay, give your quiz a cover image. This one already has a cover image. That works fine for my purposes, but again, if you had an image that you have already saved on your computer, you could go right into choose file and change that image. Okay, so I'm going to click done. And now I have a duplicate copy of the electricity Kahoot, and I could either play now, preview my Kahoot, or edit. What we'd like to do here is make sure that it's now in my Kahoots. So I'm going to click my Kahoot, and there it is, my duplicate of electricity. And I don't think I want my students to see the title as duplicate of electricity. So I'm going to go ahead and further edit that. Okay, and edit my title and just name it electricity for our purposes. We're going to save that there. So now that's my new title. Continue. Save and continue. This is just bringing me back to all those options we already went through. And again, I'm going to go into my Kahoots, and there it is right there. And now I'm the creator. It's private. There's 9 questions, and my students are going to be able to put in this code and view and take part in this exact duplicate copy of this specific Kahoot. All right, that's all for now. Thank you.